All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I'm Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to do our daily Bitcoin and Bitcoin miner update, but I also want to do an overall crypto update. So this one's going to be very different than our normal video, but so much is going on and things are happening so fast. I want to do a broad update of the crypto world because it affects Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners massively. If you are new here, remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And also, if everybody could please smash the like button, I would really appreciate it. It helps the channel out a lot. Today, we're going to look at the Bitcoin miners. We're going to talk about Bitcoin a little bit, and then I'm going to go through a bunch of news, including some words from SEC Chair Gary Gensler regarding Bitcoin, because I think it's very important, and this happened today. Let's start off with the Bitcoin miner big board, and then I'll try and move quickly. Okay, so Bitcoin took a dive right at the market open today, so most of these miners were down all day. As always, there seems to be one or two outliers, so there were two companies that actually had a very good day today. Argo Blockchain was up 7.4%, and Iris Energy, stock ticker IREN, was up 12% today. So while Bitcoin was down on the day and all the other Bitcoin miners were down on the day, there were two that had a nice day today. Iris Energy, we did a separate video on, and I feel like that one has been oversold a bit. I'm not sure what's going on with Argo Blockchain, but again, there always seems to be one or two outliers. Now, on the flip side, Core Scientific was down almost 13% today. It was down all day today. This has had a brutal run in the month of June. TeraWolf was down over 9% today. It has also had a brutal June. I'll give you guys a minute to look at the big board, but other than Argo and Iris Energy, everything was down pretty decently today. 5, 6, 7, 8%, some worse. So this is Bitcoin on the 15-minute time frame. This is what happened today. So let's just spend a minute here, and you're going to see there's one giant candle that sticks out. Again, this is a 15-minute candle. This was the equity markets opening in the US. So this was 9:30 Eastern time in the United States. So simultaneously with the equity markets opening, you'll see in one candle, Bitcoin just tanked. And really, these first three candles, if you go down to this wick, that was basically, other than one other candle all day, this was the low on the day. So the first 45 minutes of the day today was just straight down for Bitcoin. The rest of the day was fairly sideways, and then we did start to move up just a little bit and recover a little bit of the losses in the last, hour or two of the day. But you can see this is all the action right here. We were down right out of the box, and it just held all day. As a result of that, the vast majority of Bitcoin miners did not have a good day today. Having said that, we are still trading in an extremely tight range. You'll see that we closed on Friday at this orange line here, which is 21,250, and right now we're at 20,908. So we're only around $350 off of where we closed on Friday, which is a very small number. So we're trading in an ultra tight range, but the Bitcoin miners are having large reactions to these small moves. Okay, so I'm going to get back to these charts, but I want to go through some of the stuff that happened today. I think we got to cover some of the crypto world because there are a lot of massive things going on that have a big impact, and a lot of them have to do with the exchanges. So obviously, Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, and all the cryptocurrencies are traded on exchanges. I'm not telling you guys anything you don't already know, but it's these exchanges which are kind of the infrastructure by which cryptocurrency is traded. And many of these exchanges have overextended themselves, whether it be through lending or leverage. They find themselves in a very tricky spot now that the cryptocurrencies have had a massive, massive pullback. So a lot of these companies are on the verge of insolvency or are already at insolvency. So I just want to go through some of these situations because this is an extremely fluid situation and it seems like something new pops up every single day. So I'm just going to go through some of the headlines so you guys know big picture what's going on. Okay, so we know Coinbase IPO'd last year. Coinbase dropped 11% today after Goldman Sachs gave them a downgrade. Now, they are still not at their 52-week low, but they are massively off of their highs on the year. Coinbase is one of the larger publicly traded crypto exchanges, and it took a big hit today, along with Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. So there's no specific bad news about Coinbase right now. There's no reason to believe that they're insolvent in any way, shape, or form, other than Goldman Sachs basically just gave them a downgrade. So that stock got pummeled today. So this was the smallest piece of news, but it gets bigger. Crypto broker Voyager Digital shares plunged 13% after issuing a default notice to hedge fund Three Arrows, which missed its $667 million payment. So I did do a specific Voyager video. You can click right here if you want to see the details on everything that's going on with Voyager, because they had, prior to this 13%, they had a 50 or 60% collapse at the end of last week. So Voyager is now trading for pennies on the dollar, and that that is a situation that doesn't seem to be getting any better. Again, today, shares were down 13%. Okay, here's the other side of the same situation. So this is Three Arrow Capital. Crypto hedge fund Three Arrow Capital defaults on $670 million loan as liquidity dries up across the sector. So this is the loan, this is the default notice that Voyager gave to Three Arrow Capital. So you can see the key here is as liquidity dries up across the sector. So this is a common theme. It's definitely gotten contagious at this point, and there are a few people trying to stop this where it's at right now before it goes any further. Which leads me to this. Robinhood stock spikes after reported deal interest from FTX. So Robinhood stock actually stopped trading for a bit today on this not necessarily news. I believe this is more of a rumor at this point, but I'm just going to read this real quickly because FTX and their owner Sam Bankman-Fried has become one of the major players here that looks like he's trying to support the entire crypto ecosystem. So very recently, the situation we were just talking about with Voyager, he has provided through one of his companies about $500 million of backstop on the Voyager situation. So that is one of the reasons that Voyager is not already done and liquidated. In addition to that, I did a video on BlockFi this morning, so you can check that out right here. They are going through a massive situation. So he has stepped in and made an offer to backstop that situation as well with, I think, $250 million. Well, on top of those two things, now there's a rumor here that they may be interested in buying Robinhood. So I'm just going to read this real quick. Shares of Robinhood Market Inc. were surging about 15%, and you can see that they finished up 14% on the day. In afternoon trading Monday, after a Bloomberg News report said that FTX, the cryptocurrency exchange run by Sam Bankman-Fried, was exploring whether it may be able to purchase Robinhood. The report, which quoted multiple anonymous sources, said that FTX was deliberating internally how it might be able to acquire Robinhood. It also said that FTX hasn't formally approached Robinhood about a potential deal. So again, these are anonymous sources. We don't know exactly what's going on here, but it seems like FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried are popping up all over the place. In the Voyager situation, in the BlockFi situation, and now maybe to potentially acquire Robinhood. So I think there's an awful lot of consolidation that's coming in this space, and you can see that FTX is going to be one of the big players in that consolidation. So just to piggyback off of that news, we go to this article which came out today. Binance CEO eyes 50 to 100 deals as crypto slump shakes the industry. So founder and chief operating officer CZ said Binance is currently looking at 50 to 100 deals. So, quote, he said, "We do look at stressed assets, companies that are insolvent, and we'd like to help them either with loans, minority investments, or even with majority acquisitions." CZ said all of these things are on the table. CZ added that Binance has already done, to quote, quite a few deals. It looks like right now there's two companies in the forefront, both FTX and then Binance, which are major players inside of this space. They seem to be the ones that still have liquidity enough that they may be buying all of these smaller assets. I mean, 50 to 100 deals for Binance that's a lot of deals. Now, obviously, some of those may be smaller than others, and just the things that we know FTX are involved in are on a pretty large magnitude when you consider Voyager, BlockFi, and now Robinhood. So I just wanted to bring this to everybody's attention because I think there's a lot more news to come on this front. I think we're going to be getting news every single day on different crypto exchanges that are either suffering from temporary illiquidity or potentially worse than that, and it looks to me like what's happening is they are either going to get backstopped or gobbled up and consumed through mergers and acquisitions by some of these other larger, more liquid companies. So lastly, I just want to play a short clip from Gary Gensler today. This was in an interview on CNBC, and I'm only going to play about 15 seconds of this because he said something extremely meaningful regarding Bitcoin.
And many of these financial assets, crypto financial assets, have the key attributes of a security. So some of them, they're under the Securities and Exchange Commission. Some, like Bitcoin, and that's the only one, Jim, I'm going to say, because I'm not going to talk about any one of these tokens, but sure. My predecessors and others have said they're a commodity. working together.
There's the chair of the SEC saying Bitcoin is a commodity. So with all of the regulation talk that's coming out around the cryptocurrency world, there's an awful lot of uncertainty. But at this point, one thing that is not in the uncertainty bucket is how they're going to treat Bitcoin. Everybody from Gary Gensler on down has said that Bitcoin is a commodity. So I just wanted to make that clarification as well, because there's still a lot of uncertainty, and these regulations are going to hit a lot of the cryptocurrency world, and I think they're going to hit a lot of these crypto exchanges, and obviously we're going to have to wait and see how the rest of the crypto world is classified. We got some indication that there was going to be more things classified as commodities than as securities. However, that debate will rage on until we get a finalized version of our actual regulations here in the US. But for the time being, to reiterate, it does seem that one thing is clear. Bitcoin will be treated as a commodity. So I'm just going to finish up on the Bitcoin 4-hour time frame. So you'll see yesterday we added a yellow arrow to this, and that was kind of indicating that really since we bottomed out on June 18th, Bitcoin has been headed in an upward direction in general. Now you'll see today there was a pullback. So again, we're trading in a very, very tight range. So we're looking at this line of support here at 20,000. So we did not really approach that today at all. We're at 20,928 right now, so we're almost $1,000 away from that. This orange line is where we closed on Friday. You'll see most of the weekend and really until the market opened today, we were hanging out right at that line. We did once again test this purple line, and that goes back to June 21st. So that was just 6 days ago. So to finish up on the 1-day time frame, we still, I think, are stuck in the middle of this line of support at 20,000, which seems to be holding strong. And this line right here, which is the 200-week moving average for Bitcoin, which we are now underneath. So this is now the third time in Bitcoin's history that we've been underneath this line. The other 2 times it returned to it very quickly. So we're just waiting and seeing if that will happen this time. So I think we've got a line of support at 20,000. I think we've got a line of potential resistance that we're looking to test at about 22,500. And so not much changed really with Bitcoin itself today. However, it was a massive day of activity in the cryptocurrency world. So hopefully this helps bring you guys up to date a little bit. Again, none of this is financial advice. So please do your own due diligence if you're looking to buy Bitcoin or any of these Bitcoin miners. If you made it this far, please remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.